Welcome back to the 2025 Cosmic Open here at the beautiful Maple Hill, proudly sponsored by MVP Disc Sports and Cosmic Disc Golf. Shout out to our Patreon supporters. As always, you know we love you. Thanks for tuning in again. I'm Derek Scull and Chris German here beside me in the booth. We're halfway through this wet one, folks.
Yeah, and we're starting to get a little nervous about sunlight. This was a late tee time, and we told you we were backed up on hole 2. This was a rough day for the field at Maple Hill. So this back 9 is really, I think, at least us, we're rushing to beat the light. So we take a look at that leaderboard. Back 9, have a lot of tough holes on back 9 too. I'm just looking at it now. Hole 10 starts us off 377 feet, but I mean uphill adds probably like 100 feet on this thing.
Yeah, the incline, we've learned over the years that if you really want to make some ground, you really kind of got to jog up it. Doesn't quite make it all the way through.
The normal arms kind of could hit that tree, kind of get near those trees, but if you're this guy and you actually get a good pull on one, you skip inside the circle.
It's like so superhuman, man. I can't. We just got to look at it again. Full flight.
Perfect shot, just a little bit of turn, perfect angle to get the skip.
That's what you like to see. That's so difficult.
It's going to be a tricky putt, though. We'll see if he's able to execute.
That's leaking way too far to the right.
This is not good for Lucas. That is jail if you get stuck behind one of those big Christmas trees.
Kyle with the smart play.
Yeah, this is traditionally what you would see, and then you kind of get into like circle 3 land.
I think that's a great drive. It doesn't have the distance that Simon has, but who has not many. There's kind of a short list on that. Yeah, with a good bit up
great
up top
approach too, because you can go too long and then you have the putt back.
So this is Lucas all jailed up here. Forced to go roller.
Yeah, and I would say for where he was, just getting a roller up there, it's pretty dang good. That's kind of in that weird land where, like, do you really want to run that putt? We'll see. Yeah, that's a tough one for Lucas.
I feel like in the position that he's in, you can't really afford to run it and miss.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, you're 3-putting, 4-putting.
Wind really whipping.
Wow.
Yeah, what a dagger shot from underneath.
Such a good putt from Simon, as he was the only person in the field to grab the birdie. Good job, Simon.
Like you said, easy pickup here for Harry.
So this came in .95 over par, and we're sitting at the 9th hardest hole. So the 9th hardest hole on the course is playing just about a stroke over par, folks.
That's treacherous.
I mean, just look at the wind whipping. And it's funny because the flags aren't even moving.
It's all about them angles.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at hole 11. 804 feet, par 4, downhill, landing zone right about here. If you really got an arm, you can push up into this cluster of trees here. Then you got the mouth of the woods to worry about, going slightly uphill into the green with a downward slope from left to right. A lot of rocks, a lot of trees.
Yeah, I've always loved this hill, or this hole. Throwing off this hill, especially when you have a nice tailwind.
Yeah, that just stabled up a little too quickly.
Yeah, and you're going to see a bunch of other baskets out there. There are AMs at this event as well. We do have FA1 and MA1, FPO, obviously, and all playing different layouts.
Yeah, four divisions, 4 layouts.
It's the beauty of Maple Hill here, all the variety.
This looks like he got a hold of it pretty good.
It's all about whether. Yep, doesn't get stuck. Kind of rolled right by that tree. That's
the
gonna be
one
a
tree in that area you don't want to be behind.
I was gonna say
Lucas with the arm. He's got the distance to be able to clear the trees, and he gets right up in that close cluster.
Yeah, that actually sets up for a forehand, I think, when you're that far right.
Yeah, good call.
Which is good for him. Simon parking the wrong basket, I think, but nonetheless, par should be within grasp.
And so, unfortunately, it had just kicked straight backward. He really would have benefited from it kicking left. Harry taking out some pine needles.
Pushing pretty far right, too. It's probably going to be a long look for birdie there.
Like you said, forehand.
Yeah, it just sets up so good for Lucas's game. Knowing he likes throwing forehands.
Wow.
It's perfect.
I didn't realize, because I had a tough angle there. That was a good shot.
Simon put himself right in the circle. Should take his par. As I feel like this is going to be the next hole that the pros are going to outgrow. And they're going to have to push this basket back or something.
Good point.
We're seeing more and more people get to the edge of that tree line.
Do you think we could see a triple Mando at the mouth of the woods here, too?
I don't know, Steve. Good putt there from Harry. Hovering around 1 over, so he's keeping pace with Simon.
Yeah, this really does have to be one of the toughest rounds of disc golf that I've ever filmed. Just all the conditions were in the opposite direction you wanted them to be.
That was a great birdie there from Lucas after some bloody pavement. All right, hole 12, par 4, 710 feet. I've always loved this hole. Just clear all these trees here. And really, the landing zone is so important based on where you put it. Now, this drone's a little older, so the basket is tucked over to the right, and there are guardian trees at the mouth now, making this hole much more difficult, and in the long term, going to make a crazy-looking hole.
Lucas doesn't get quite enough turnover on that. We've seen Simon line this up before. Plenty of turn to carry up that hill.
Perfect.
Yeah, you really can't get a better position than that. Harry with a lot of height on it. That should work out just fine as well.
Yeah, you might have a forehand in there. You don't want to end up left like this. This is probably worst spot you can kind of go. You're kind of pinched. It's really tough to get to the basket. Yeah, just kind of getting to the mouth.
Here you going with the backhand from that position.
A little low and kind of kicks off a tree, but that pushes really far down there. That's circle 2. I mean, he's going to have a look for birdie.
Tough angle, pretty tight with those trees.
Yeah, and those new planted trees, they are growing quick. Look how tall they are.
Yeah. Simon's approach holding that turn.
Oh, dude.
Pretty much the whole flight. Great position here.
We're going to watch that one again. That such a nice shot. He's inside the circle for the birdie.
Good place to be.
Ooh, a little too hot there from Lucas. He's going to have a tester coming back. Smart move there from Kyle, just to lay up.
Yeah, tough angle.
Ooh, Harry finding some metal. Split the trees, too. That was a nice putt.
Six close, too. Just running it from up there, you could definitely go down that into that other ditch.
Yeah, this hole, 5th hardest hole, 1 stroke over par. Coming in at 5.04. And you know what makes it better, Derek? That's the only birdie on the day.
Wow.
So shout out Simon.
So you got two solo birdies on the day for 2 different holes?
Yep. Hole 10 and hole 12.
Somewhere in a random hotel in North America.
Saver oil.
Can we even compete against this?
I wouldn't waste all your focus now, rookie.
Some days they just fall in.
It's a test of strategy, timing, and karma. Do you have what it takes? Order your game today.
Discover the difference at Disc Golf Deals USA. Get photos and actual weight of every disc, rewards with every purchase, and fast shipping. Your game, our passion. Shop now at discgolfdealsusa.com.
All right, let's jump back into the mix of things. Hole 13, 472 feet downhill, par 3. Pretty stock shot, if I'm being honest. Like, keep it straight, keep it low. You want to kind of nestle up. The good landing zone is into that kind of trench before it.
Yeah, this kind of is like a more straightforward hole. It's compared to what else we see out here. Is Simon playing Plinko. I think he hit 4 or 5 trees right there. And you could see the light on the basket. That just goes to show how dark it's starting to get here. You could see how cloudy it is.
Does that have enough in it to keep
straight? That was a good turn there.
Oh, with a tree as the backstop at the end to keep it in the bullseye.
You know we're seeing that shot again. Harry Chace.
Smooth operator.
I love it. Tap in birdie on 13.
I think I heard Simon refer to Harry as Harry Lace. And that was just that. Like a new pair of shoes.
Kyle out wide, but does catch a tree. Kind of gets down near the bridge.
You don't want to be left. That's definitely the miss to miss.
Yeah, I think Lucas said, "Watch me." Just try to save my par from over there.
Little bump up the hillside.
Yeah,
from
that was
the
nice.
trench. So that's definitely come up short.
Yeah, that's a scary putt to run too. Yeah. Lucas just taking his medicine. Oh no, Kyle.
Danger zone.
That jumped off the edge too.
Whoa, look how low that was.
I know, that angle. Simon sneaking that one right over the basket.
It's a good strategy, though. Kind of minimizes your air ball probabilities.
Another unforced error here from Kyle. Just kind of losing ground with just really his putting at this point. And Harry finally getting back to even, tapping that in. Hole 14.
What's the word?
don't put it in the water. I know that.
Iconic. Another iconic hole. Not really much more to say about it. Pretty straightforward. And you just got to get her over there.
And the fog and rain, too. I got to say, Maple Hill is one of the courses that look good in the rain, you know?
I agree. We got this Sleepy Hollow feel up here in the fog.
Wide. It does.
Yeah,
Stay
safe.
Would have had yell 4 if we had fans down there.
Like a triple air bounce kind of
Yeah,
thing?
if it didn't get the air bounce, I think that would have been great.
But look
This
at
is
this
gonna
freaking
sail.
mash. We'd have to say 4 again. That's low and drifting too far to the right.
Yeah, when you know you're going OB here, the goal is to hit the wood, and he does. Because then you technically found land on that side, and you do move to the drop zone on the green.
As opposed to the diamond tee,
Mm-hmm.
which is
So-
tough.
Yeah, so that basically saved Kyle a stroke.
Ooh, wow, that's playing with the OB there.
Maybe not saving him a stroke, but I mean, this layup's a little easier than having to throw over the water again.
Yeah, if you take your medicine, you know you're not going to go OB again.
We saw 3 birdies on the day. This was the 3rd hardest hole, 1.31 over par. And as you can see, folks, it's starting to get dark, and this is where it got really, really tricky.
Yeah, we head back into the
We're
woods.
going back into the woods, and I mean, at this point, it was probably 7:30 almost, so it is not going to look like this drone shot, that's for sure.
No, not one bit. But as we get into hole 15, 322 feet, par 3, honestly, you just got to attack it straight. That's the best. I thought this shot was in black and white for a second. That's how dark it is. Holy cow.
Looks like he's going to be hanging out at the other basket, just parking other holes.
Honestly, that could have been way worse.
Yeah.
Because it kind of just went downward and to the left.
Harry's going to catch something, but he's
Oh,
up
man.
there, so.
So, I didn't love this at release, but it worked out great.
Yeah. Lucas down in the rough. It's going to be a tough.
Couple skips.
Yeah, there he
put
goes.
some,
It's got a par save there.
yeah,
Just a little layup from Kyle.
a little drop off behind the pin from there, too.
Yeah, this was a tough moment because we all knew it was getting very dark. I mean, look at the light on the basket for glow.
Temperature's dropping pretty rapidly at this point as well. But you're also kind of at the point of your round where you're like, well, I don't think I could get much more wet than this. So
Yeah.
you might as well just kind of full send it.
Yeah, it was finally starting to calm down. It was still drizzling a little. As you see with the umbrella, like it's not done, but it's manageable. But at this point, it's really just chasing the light.
Which makes it so difficult because you want to take your time to wipe your discs off.
hole 16, par 3, 476 feet. Iconic ace by Kevin Jones. Gavin Babcock also aced this, not on camera though. As I don't even know what to say at this point, folks. It was so dark. You could see the light on the short basket there. That's only halfway to the pin.
Yeah.
And the camera's making it look lighter than it actually is. You would just hear it hit a tree and just hope it dropped.
I'm trying to think of a Ichabod Crane reference, but I'm coming up short, so let me know one in the comments if you think of one.
Look at the basket way down there. That's so funny.
Yeah, we're definitely into a position where we're kind of just spraying and praying, keeping the lens as wide open as possible. Looks like this is Kyle. Hard to tell. This should be Harry, I think. Yeah. And then
This is
Simon.
Simon.
What a shot, dude.
Why did you save the highlights for the point where we can't see it?
I know.
I mean, look at this.
We had to walk this one in because if you zoom in, you're not going to see it.
Oh.
So crazy.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie to you. This is the first time that we ever kind of got to this point where, like, we didn't know if we could keep filming. And I mean, at this point, as a player, like, 2 holes.
Do you really want to come
Do you
back
wanna
for just 2?
Like, yeah. Some of these people travel an hour to get here. Like, so at this point, it was, hey, guys, we're getting these guys through this round.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how dark it is. We're going to get through. Harry with his putt, too. So, unfortunately, we don't get to see the new hole 17, at least.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Conditions are looking better for round 2, so
But I
make
mean,
sure to tune in for that if you want to see the teeth.
But yeah, this one, 0 birdies, really, really tough. We are going to show you Simon's shot here, but this is what we were dealing with. This is in the woods here, hole 17. They pushed the hole back, or the tee pad back.
Almost about 90 to 100 feet.
Yes, Steve made this the easiest hole to the hardest hole.
Yeah.
And it's not because they were playing in the dark. It played hard all day. 1.82. We did turn off the cameras, folks. We couldn't see anything on 17 or 18, but we did get the putts here just to finish out this round.
What a day.
It was a crazy day.
We were coming in at close to 5 hours, 4.5 hours.
It was a 4.5-hour round where traditionally a Maple Hill round plays under 3
Mm-hmm.
from gold. So this was one for the books for us here at Gatekeeper. I think one for the books here at Maple Hill. And also for Simon Lizotte, dude. He shot 3 down.
3 down.
Hear this there. 12 over was 1,000 rated.
Yeah, that's bonkers.
12 over came in at 1,000 rated. Simon's the only one under par. 1078 rated. Maybe he needs to play in the rain with new discs more often.
Slow and steady, that's for sure. And we got 2 new faces on the card for moving day. But as always, thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. Please consider helping support these projects and many more at patreon.com/gatekeepermedia. Thanks again for tuning in, and we will catch you on moving day.
See you out there.